The Crew Motorfest is getting an offline mode. Okay, look, I can't ignore it. Look at how cool the background looks now. I can't ignore it. Look at how cool it looks. Okay, to the video. I don't really know how to describe it, but it feels more worth it playing the game. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know if that's the right word for it. It feels like I'm much more happier seeing all of this and being able to play it, knowing that it's going to be available forever again, finally. The Crew Motorfest confirmed in the summer showcase that we are going to be getting an offline mode. We're going to be able to play this game without an internet connection, which I think you all know is the exact thing that killed the Crew 1. Now, I'd be wrong to not mention immediately, it does suck that nothing is being done about the Crew 1. However, the community has taken that in their own hands, and I think that might be for the better. Crew Unlimited server, they're still hard at work bringing the game back. Oh, I'm being shot at. It's a silver lining to, it's unfortunate the Crew 1 isn't being saved, but, it's not the worst thing in the world when you consider that the game is gonna be, oh god, that the game is gonna be saved by the community instead. But the Crew 2 and the Crew Motorfest are getting their own offline patches. And I'm going to talk about the Crew 2's one later, but first I want to float some ideas about how this is going to work. Because when they announced the offline patch, they said this.
Before going into the thrilling details of our upcoming content, today we want to acknowledge that some of you voiced concern about the access to the Crew games. Today, we want to express our commitment to the future of the Crew 2 and the Crew Motorfest. We are currently exploring different solutions and can confirm an offline mode to ensure long-term access to both titles. So stay tuned for more news in the next months.
Now, I don't remember the exact quote, but it would have just played for you. It was something along the lines of, we're trying different solutions, right? So what are those solutions gonna be? How is the game's offline mode gonna work? How does a game with online connectivity gonna get an offline mode? Well, a few different ways, and it's gonna mean a few different things, and some things actually really help that this game is gonna get an offline mode. I'll explain. So, I wanna know, from you, 1, how'd you feel about the offline mode? Pretty sick, right? 2, what are the specifics of how you want it to work? Because there's a few things I'm going to talk about in this video that are fundamentally going to change. So, I kind of want to know how it's going to change, right? Especially if the game's offline. Also, when do you want it? Because let's begin with that. I will be completely blunt. I don't think this is going to happen till end of life. I don't know if we'll get it for the Crew 2 till... if they're still working on solutions, maybe around the same time the Crew 1 shut down, 9 years after the launch of the game. That's what I reckon. I reckon 9 years after the launch, we get shutdown of the Crew 2 servers, and we get the offline mode. I think with Motorfest, I think we again go all the way to end of life. It would be nice if they did it during the life of the game, where they added an offline mode and the players could choose between one or the other, but I don't know if I want that. I want there to be development time. I want there to, okay, the offline mode is there. What if something's wrong with it? What if something's broken with it? What if something in the game is fundamentally broken with it? I want development time. I don't want it to be inherently be done at end of life. Maybe at least 2 years before end of life, so there's enough time to really solidify an offline mode. That would mean 2 years more for the Crew 2 and 7 years more for the Crew Motorfest. I think that's the ideal timeline to do. If not, add it as soon as you have it. I'd love to be able to play the Crew Motorfest right now with an offline mode, honestly. It would actually be rather nice. How certain I am that'll happen, I don't know, probably not very. I think they'd ideally want to do it end of launch, but remember, this is just me saying that. When do you want it? When you think we'll get it? It's all your opinion, I suppose. By the way, subscribe. Let's get to 100,000 subscribers. The play button's gonna go right there. If you subscribe, you will have been a part of that. So head down there and subscribe so we can hit 100k before the end of the year. The Crew, please, the Crew add a quick TCS off section. Please add a quick TCS adjustment. Please, at least the main 3, the ABS, the ESP, and the TCS. Just give me a quick one, a quick menu for it. Because now I turn it off. I'm gonna forget that I turned it off. A quick menu for TCS, ABS, and ESP, please. Now, when it comes to how it's gonna work, I think that the timing is really important. Now, I don't mean for the specifics of it, I mean how you get into the offline mode. See, if they do put the offline mode at the end of life, I reckon it's just gonna be like a flip switched. A switch flipped is what I meant. I flipped and switched the sentence by mistake. Because if it's at the end of life, I reckon it'll just be switch flipped, game off. Game is now offline and you can't connect to the servers anymore. Servers are gone, game offline. And sure, there might be some bugs and stuff that they have to work out, but we'll probably be too busy playing the Crew 5. I do still hope those bugs and stuff would be worked out, but that's if the offline patch is right at the end of the game's life cycle. Whereas I think at least before the next Crew game would make more sense, before the Crew 4. It's what I'd want, and I guess this is how I think that would work, if they did it before the end of life. Essentially, it would be at launch. When I say at launch, I mean when you launch the game. It would be offline or online. You'd select between the two. Players could do whichever one they want. I mean, sure, every tower would still get the numbers and stuff if they're using the offline mode, I guess if they are connected to the internet, but for the most part, it would let people, well, use the offline if they are offline, if they don't have a Wi-Fi connection. I don't know how Xbox does it. Doesn't Xbox require a connection for playing any game or something? I don't know. But the offline mode should, like that, be an option. Be before launch and be a choice that, okay, let me hop onto the offline version of the Crew for now. Just because I don't really care for the offline features at the moment. Those are really the two ways it could work. An offline-online choice until the servers are shut down, or if it happens when the servers are shut down, just a flip, game off. However, having an offline and an online run simultaneously kind of would be a developmental nightmare for the Crew. So I think realistically, do it when the next Crew game is a year out, right? Announce the next Crew game, add the offline mode. Then you have until the next Crew game to work out any kinks and stuff, churn out the last updates like the Crew 2 did, just sort of amalgamating the last few licenses and just slapping on one, I don't know, bring Mad back. Bring Mad from the Crew 2 back to kill Motorfest as well. But I think that makes the most sense, right? You get a bit of time to develop out all of the kinks. Realistically, I'd run it 2 years before the next Crew. But also, we get it at a reasonable time. And we get an offline-online option until the servers go down. But there's a lot more when it comes to how it's gonna work that we need to talk about. So, for the timing, that's what I reckon. Another thing I want to talk about is a big change that they made that's coming up in the Crew Motorfest, which is kind of indicative of how great this game is going to be once it's offline. See, the Crew 2, it has a risk of struggling with the FOMO that game had. It was part of the time where Forza was sort of just coming out, and the FOMO idea was getting big, but the Crew Motorfest, on the other hand, although sure, it definitely has some stylistic features like Forza, like the festival idea, it's fundamentally completely altering that style of content, not only with full game size free island expansions, but also with the fact that the Crew Motorfest is fully removing FOMO. Here's the clip.
As a sneak peek, one of our exciting new features allows you to earn new prestige tickets by replaying and completing events in the custom mode. These prestige tickets will grant you access to previous Summit rewards in a dedicated section of the shop.
Yeah, so Summit cars are going to be buyable. And that's the only thing left. We don't talk about the GP Explorer Edition. That thing will be out eventually. But the Summit cars and that's the only thing that was left. The only thing that we had to get before the FOMO wise, right? The main stage, people thought, oh no, the main stage, more FOMO in the game. If you don't know what FOMO is, it's fear of missing out. It's content that is specifically made to have you be like, oh no, I need to play the game now or else I can't get it. Like the Fortnite style, right? Oh no, I need to be playing it this time or I'm not going to get it. And then, when you're playing later on, you realize that, oh, I don't have these things, so well, that sucks to suck. I should have been playing at that point. When you load on the game, all of a sudden there's 50,000 cars that you can't buy anymore. Motorfest is going completely against that. They have not only been bringing back every Crew 2 exclusive car in the main stage, every main stage is now Crew 2 exclusive cars being brought back. And then those are turned into main stage legacies 3 months after. where you can gain that car in-game as though it's like a playlist, immortalizing the main stage legacy and immortalizing the car available for everyone. And now you're going to be able to buy summit cars? You're going to be able to buy summit cars? I mean, that's perfect. Now, when the crew goes offline, every single car in the game is going to be obtainable no matter the timing. In 2035, in 2040, you could pick up the Crew Motorfest and every single bit of content would be there for you. All probably, what, closer to 1,000 cars by the end of the game's life cycle? All of those are gonna be yours to get, no matter when you play the game. Can you say the same for Forza? Nah, this isn't a shit on Forza video. It's a crew doing a good video and some suggestions video. But that's pretty damn cool. And hey, if you didn't believe me, or maybe you didn't even clock it yourself, that's a Crew 2 exclusive car. Sure, the vanities are new, but and also I do still have an issue with the main stage legacy. Please, Ivory Tower, retroactively go through and start adding the main stage legacy, the main stage vanities to the main stage legacy at reward level 3 and 5, or for the 6 event ones, 2 and 4. Just go through it like that for me and add back the vanity items, and the clothing items, please and thank you. But yes, other than, I think the last one was the first Hoonigan. That was the last new car. Since then, and for a while now, they've all been reruns. We've got the Red Fury from the Crew 2. We've got the Rubicon from the Crew 2. We've got the Corvette. We've got a Motor Pass car from the Crew 2. Then we also have this thing, and again, another Motor Pass car from the Crew 2. Basically, they are just unexclusiving any car that says locked behind the Crew 2, and presumably by the end of the game's life cycle, there will not be none left. They're doing the same thing with Twitch drops. Twitch drops are always Crew 2 exclusive cars. Every single Motor Pass car is also returning from the Crew 2. All of them have been coming back to the game, just like the Sparrow and whatnot coming out within this little bit of time. But now let's talk about what it should be, rather than what it could be. First of all, what the hell happens to the custom show? What happens to the custom show? First of all, please, Ivory Tower, put the vanities from the custom show in the Prestige store. I really hope they will be. But regardless, the custom show, I think it's kind of just gonna have to custom go. I mean, I don't know how you could really do anything about the custom show in an offline mode. Obviously, randomize the cars. They've already got their... Oh, that is nice. They've already got their Motorfest picks, which show up every now and then when there's not enough cars. So, I guess just do that, right? Motorfest selected cars show up here. And I guess what? Immortalize the custom show with like a little monument here, maybe? Maybe allow people to still submit their car and receive their car at and receive the rewards at the end of the week, just based on the console's time thing, the console's date, with a preset looping custom show roster. I don't know if that would make much sense. I think the custom show realistically would just have to shut down with like a board here showing, hey, the custom show, this is what it was. Yada yada yada. The servers have now shut down though. Toodaloo, bear in mind, this would be in like 10 years. We still got a good like 9 years of custom show to go. Oh god, this game, I'm gonna be 30 years old when the Crew Motorfest likely shuts down. Oh my god, I never thought about that before. Ah! Oh no! If Motorfest shuts down 9 years from now. Okay, we've already done a year, so 8 years? I'm gonna be 29 years old. I'll be 30 years old, and the Crew Motorfest will likely have shut down. Oh, I never thought about this. I'm gonna be old. I'll be old. Whatever. But let me know if you have any ideas with what could happen with the custom show. Next to talk about is definitely the summit. I mean, what's gonna happen with the summit, right? Where does it go? How does it work? Is it still gonna loop, or are we gonna, like the Crew 2 did? Because the Crew 2 is now, oh, that's a cool NOS. The Crew 2 is now looping summit cars. So, is that what's gonna happen? Is the Crew Motorfest now gonna loop summit cars over and over and over and over again? Or looping general summits, but every now and then a summit car? I don't know if that would work, because the Crew 2's style is endless, right? It just keeps coming and coming and coming. But the Crew Motorfest style is a monthly style. We just get the monthly summit, and then the next set of monthly summits, and then the next set of monthly summits. So I don't really know what's going to happen to the summit. I think my guess, though, would just be it shuts down again. I think it goes. I mean, again, we're going to have the Prestige store now, the Prestige ticket store. So I guess why have the summit? I mean, it would be nice if it stayed, but I just don't know if it would stay, right? Same with the main stage. I mean, the main stage can go, right? I mean, maybe keep it. Maybe keep it. But I don't see the use, especially if the rewards aren't... I mean, I guess the rewards would be new to someone, but I feel like Motorfest is too themed, right? The Crew 2 had every witch theme every witch week. The Crew Motorfest, the themes are a smidge too consistent. So what do, right? How's it gonna work with the fact that these are all themed? Like, oh, is it gonna be a random summer in 2033 and I load on the game and it's showing Hoonigan this verse that week, right? I mean, that would be weird. Like, I think the main stage just shuts down, and I wouldn't be too opposed to that. Or maybe it's just one main stage. Does that make sense? They put in one final main stage, give it 20 levels each on the 3 things here. Give it like maybe go crazy. Maybe put it like 50 levels each on the little tracks, and then this already goes infinitely. I think that could be perfect. Bingo! There's the idea. Ivory Tower, that one's free. What do you think of that idea? What else would you do with the main stage? Or the summit? The playlists are perfect. The skills are perfect. The challenges are perfect. The main stage legacy is perfect. All of it's perfect, and I cannot wait till we've had 9 years worth of playlists. So this whole thing really starts feeling like the car Netflix it should be when you scroll down and there's more than just like 4 in some of them, right? I look forward to it. And finally, the big one, the PvP. That including the Grand Race, the Demolition Royale, and any other game mode they add. Please, Ivory Tower, please add more PvP game modes, please. Please. Please, we need more PvP game modes, please. Focus more on PvP. What the hell do we do with the PvP? Well, I've got an idea, because I don't want it to just shut down. The thing is, the PvP is crossplay for a specific reason. There's a reason that the rest of the game isn't, and PvP is. Simply because the PvP runs on servers where the rest of the game doesn't. And I guess that frames it as something that could very easily be shut down separately, right? Just get the rest of the game working, shut down the servers, bada bing, bada boom. Sure, the PvP's closed, but, you know, there's the rest of the game. Hear me out. There's some other ideas that I really want for this game. Stuff like a playlist for the PvP, where instead of the events, it's the different permutations, right? The different maps in Demo Royale, or the different spec routes in the crew, in the Grand Race, right? I think that, what the hell, dude? I think that would be good just for progression's sake, right? Put like 50 challenges or something crazy in there. Put like, instead of skills, put like something else, right? Something else. But there, I want playlists for PvP, basically. And that would require the PvP to always exist. Well, I think that if Ivory Tower is working on their different solutions for an offline mode at the moment, I think one that should be very strongly considered is that the PvP is just done with bots. I know it's a lot of work. I'm glad they're working on it now and not out of nowhere after a shutdown or 2 years from when the shutdown needs to begin. But add bots to the Grand Race, to the Demo Royale, to any other potential PvP modes we please hopefully get, please. That's my hope, is that we get other modes and they're all against bots. I think that's the perfect strategy. Sure, I could have fronted the idea of peer-to-peer, because you can still play co-op on Splinter Cell Blacklist on, and I don't know if that inherently uses any servers. I don't know if that's going to shut down ever, but that makes me think that peer-to-peer could still work, so maybe connecting with other people could still work, so you could host private lobbies. That would be nice. But bah humbug, I don't mind that much, okay? What I realistically really want is genuinely just a PvP against bots. To be able to load on and still do the Grand Race, and sure, it might not be as eventful, They might not ram as much, but if anything, that would make the Grand Race better. Demo Royale might be a whole lot easier, but if anything, for the casual player, because I'm the GOAT at Demo Royale, they call me the Motorfest of Demo Royale. For a casual player, I guess it would be better, the Demo Royale, because it would be easier, because it would be bots, and then just have it endlessly loop. If you didn't know, Demo Royale maps and Grand Race spec routes, they already loop. They're not random. They have a set loop that they go on. So continue that. Perfect. That's what I want. That's what I'd like to see from the Crew Motorfest offline mode. What do you think of that idea? What do you think what do you think would be a better idea to do for the PvP? Do you think there's any other specifics they should do for the for anything for Motorfest? How should the offline mode how should it work? These were my thoughts, and I hope you're enjoying the crew too, because holy hell are a lot of people enjoying the crew too. Thank you to popular members, especially thank you to famous members, and an insane thank you to star members. We don't have any, become a star member. And an insane top of the top thank you to icon members, HK. By the way, subscribe so that we can hit 100,000 subscribers before the end of the year. It would be appreciated. Let's finish this damn Grand Race. I wanna finish this Grand Race. AGP section? Oh, I hate AGP sections, man. Oh. And I'm in a car that can't really compete here. I mean, I'm keeping well, but like I can't really catch up to them because I mean I'm in a slower car. Oh, hang on. They're slowing down a bit, but I'm bad at the game. That slowed me down. All right. AGP. Come on. I'm in one of the better ones. Oh, unless this is a straight section. I don't think this one's better for the straights. Oh, no. Oh, I hate AGP sections. Oh, I just hate the physics. I mean, I like the physics, but I hate them for Grand Race, because Grand Race requires shortcuts and grass carts, and this thing's really bad at grass carts. Oh, God. I mean, it makes sense, because they're slick tires, but, like, I can still complain. I complain about things in real life, and real life makes sense, so... I feel like we're catching, though. Are we not? If I get podium here on a casual Grand Race doing for a video recording, I mean, come on now. That would be ideal. This King Kong guy, I don't think... 2007. 2007. What am I? 21? 2003? So he is... 17. Am I wrong? That's why I don't like AGP! I'm losing to a 17-year-old man. Losing to a 17, not a 17-year-old man. I'm losing to a 17-year-old child, man. Damn it. Am I even right? I am right. Oh. Oh well. Well, I'll take 5th place. All right, I'll take 5th place. Maybe better than some of you are able to say and have done. Unless something crazy happens. I'm leaving it unedited so that you get the full end of this Grand Race. Damn it, if I didn't spin out there, I genuinely could have, like, caught a bunch. Instead, I'm going to catch a bunch of skill issues in the comments. I'll take 5th. I'll take 5th. I'll take 5th. I'll see you boys in the next one. That's about it from me. In a bit.